Hey, what's up everyone? Welcome back to my channel. My name is Julz and today we're diving into the world of RealTalk TikTok. These are those quick hit interviews when people open up about real stuff. Life lessons, personal challenges, funny stories, and sometimes straight up wisdom. I'm so excited to react, break down what people are sharing, and discuss what we can take away from it all. So if you're into deep convos, some laughs, and maybe a little inspiration, you're in the right place. Let's get into this Real Talk TikToks and see what we think.
Sometimes your biggest haters are in your circle. So what I had to learn is that sometimes people also push their insecurities onto you through the subtle things that they say in conversation. One thing that I don't like is when people try to camouflage negativity as a joke.
That's so real. This topic is important to address. I know it sounds harsh, but it's more common than we realize. And honestly, it's often not intentional. Sometimes people we're close to, especially friends, have their own insecurities that they might not know how to deal with. Instead of addressing them, they end up projecting those insecurities onto us. It might come out as jokes or small comments, like criticizing something about us or downplaying our achievements. And because it's coming from friends, it can feel confusing, like, are they joking or do they actually mean it? That confusion can really mess with your head, but the truth is they might think these jokes are harmless, but the reality is they're often using humor to mask their own jealousy, fear, or insecurity. Maybe you're succeeding in areas they're struggling with, or you're comfortable with things they feel self-conscious about. So instead of supporting you, they'll make subtle digs or act like you're doing too much. And because it's your friend, you're more likely to brush it off until it starts affecting you and your own self-image or even your confidence. Here's the truth. When people feel insecure about themselves, they sometimes pull others down to feel better, even if they don't fully realize they're doing it. So it's crucial to spot these patterns and know it's okay to set boundaries, even with friends. You have to protect your growth. Real friends support your growth. They don't try to keep you small. If you ever felt this way or noticed these jokes from friends, it might be worth talking about it or distracting yourself to keep a healthy mindset. At the end of the day, don't let anyone's insecurities pull down your potential.
I used to be the person that no matter how bad you hurt, I'd still stick by your side and be there for you. But I eventually realized that shit had to stop, because that's how you allow people to take advantage of you and allow them to continuously step all over you. I'm glad to say that I'm not that kind of person anymore.
Now let's talk about something I think a lot of us struggle with: being too nice. When you're constantly putting other people's needs before your own, there are always going to be those who will take advantage of it. It can start with small things, like you're always being the one to compromise saying yes when you actually want to say no. Over time, these small things add up, and before you know it, you're stuck in a pattern where others expect you to bend over backwards for them. And honestly, that's just not fair to you. The problem with always being nice, even when people hurt you, is that you end up sticking around situations and relationships that aren't healthy. If someone knows they can treat you poorly and you'll still be there, they have no reason to change. This cycle can be draining and can really wear down your self-respect. You deserve to be surrounded by people who appreciate and respect you, not those who see your kindness as an opportunity to take more than they give. Think about it. If you're always focused on making sure everyone else is okay, you end up losing sight of your needs, your goals, and your own well-being. It's like pouring from an empty cup. You can't really be there for others in a meaningful way if you're neglecting yourself in the process. So instead of focusing all your energy outward, remember that it's okay, actually it's necessary, to focus on you too. Set boundaries, prioritize yourself, and know that real friends and the right people will respect that. So to everyone who feels like they're too nice and can't say no, remember, being kind doesn't mean being a doormat. It's okay to stand up for yourself and put your own needs first. In the long run, you'll be happier, healthier, and surrounded by people who truly value you.
I lost that spark and I wanted to regain it again, and I feel like I have in a totally different way, and I'm so lucky to have the clarity and to have the peace of mind and to have, you know, deeper connections with my friends and family and faith that I watered during that time and are still consistently watering. And it's your constant work in progress and a masterpiece at the same time.
Losing that spark. You know that feeling of being excited, motivated, and just genuinely passionate about life. It's normal to feel like you've lost it sometimes. But the good news is you can get it back. Try reconnecting with things that used to bring you joy. Sometimes we get so caught up in routines and responsibilities that we forget about the hobbies and passions that used to make us feel alive. Whether it's a creative outlet, a sport, or just something you loved doing as a kid, revisit it. Doing things purely for the joy of it can remind you what it feels like to be excited again. Another big thing is breaking up your routine. When life feels repetitive, it's easy to get stuck in a rut. Try switching things up, even in small ways. Explore new places, try new activities, meet new people, or even take a day trip to get a change of scenery. Sometimes shaking things up helps us see things from a fresh perspective. And let's not forget about self-care. When we're stressed, burned out, or not prioritizing our health, that spark can feel like it's miles away. So pay attention to the basics: getting enough sleep, eating good, moving your body, and making time for yourself. Taking care of yourself mentally and physically can make a huge difference in how you feel every day. So if you're feeling a bit lost, know that it's temporary and you can get your spark back. Start small, stay open to new experiences, and remember to nurture yourself along the way. Your spark is still there. It just might need a little encouragement to shine again.
My husband is insecure, probably because of his past trauma with women. He says he's been cheated on by all the women he's ever been with.
Every last one of them.
But not me.
Damn, this is a thing that many people do nowadays. Carrying experiences from past relationships. A lot of people, even if they don't show it, go through difficult or hurtful experiences in relationships that leave a mark. When someone has been cheated on, belittled, or felt unappreciated in the past, it can shake their confidence and create real trust issues. And because there's often pressure to just thug it out and not dwell on these feelings, people might bury them, hoping they'll just go away. But when those feelings go unaddressed, they can show up in ways that affect future relationships. Some people end up building walls or staying guarded to avoid being vulnerable, thinking it'll protect them from getting hurt again. Others may act distant or even test their partner's commitment without realizing they're doing it. These are just defense mechanisms, but they can come across as hurtful or cold. And the idea of giving karma back to someone new often stems from not wanting to feel as vulnerable or powerless as they once did. Here's the real truth though. Bringing old hurts or insecurities into something new only creates a cycle of pain. Real healing comes from learning to trust again and accepting that every relationship is different. It's unfair and can be damaging to let past pain dictate how you treat someone new, especially if that person has done nothing but show care and respect. If you find yourself with someone who seems to be carrying past baggage, it might be worth having an honest conversation about it. But remember, it's not your job to fix someone else's pain. It's okay to set boundaries and expect healthy communication. Don't hesitate to encourage your partner to seek support if they need it.
You're a big girl now. Try to figure out how to stop complaining all the time and start actually solving the problems on your own. You know, for example, if you feel like you're not happy, figure out on how you're going to be happy. If you have kids one day and you're not happy, you're going to have to get it together for them. You got a family to feed. You got a big career here. Get yourself together. Nobody's in charge of your happiness. You got to grow up. That's what I'm telling myself. So that's exactly what I did.
Now, let's talk about growing up. First and foremost, growing up means gaining a deeper understanding of yourself and the world around you. As you mature, you start to recognize your values, strengths, and weaknesses. This self-awareness helps you make better choices and navigate life challenges with greater clarity. It empowers you to shape your own path rather than just going along with what others want or expect from you. Growing up also fosters independence. When you're learning to take responsibility for your actions, decisions, and well-being, you begin to realize that you have the power to create the life you desire. The independence can be incredibly liberating as it allows you to pursue your dreams and passions without waiting for permission or validation from others. As you encounter different relationships and situations, you learn how to manage your emotions, empathize with others, and communicate more effectively. These skills are essential not only for personal growth but also for building strong, healthy relationships. The ability to understand and connect with others on a deeper level enriches your life and the lives around you.
I learned to not to overthink, and if you do overthink, move on. Don't stay on one thing. And I was like, okay, so it's nothing wrong with just moving on to the next thing.
Overthinking can create a mental fog that makes it difficult to see things clearly. When you constantly replaying scenarios in your mind, you might miss out on what's happening in the present moment. This not only keeps you from enjoying life as it unfolds, but also prevents you from taking action when opportunities arise. By letting go of overthinking, you free up mental space to focus on what really matters and to be present in your life. Additionally, overthinking can lead to anxiety and increased stress. When you obsess over every detail, it can be overwhelming and lead to a constant state of worry. This emotional toll can affect your mental health, relationships, and overall well-being. By learning to quiet those racing thoughts, you can reduce anxiety levels and cultivate a more peaceful mindset. Moving on from overthinking also means giving yourself permission to embrace imperfection. So how can you start moving on? Begin by practicing mindfulness. Ground yourself in the present moment, and when you catch yourself overthinking, redirect your thoughts to what you can control right now. Engage in activities that bring you joy and fulfillment, whether that's spending time with loved ones, pursuing hobbies, or simply enjoying nature. Taking action even in small ways can help break the cycle of overthinking and can build momentum toward a more fulfilling life. Remember, growth takes time and it's okay to take things one step at a time. And that brings us to the end of today's video on Real Talk TikToks. Thank you so much for hanging out with me and diving into this meaningful discussions. I hope you found some inspiration or insight that resonate with your own experiences. Remember, it's okay to set boundaries, embrace your journey, and prioritize your well-being. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up. It really helps me out and lets me know you want to see more content like this. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button and turn on the notifications so you'll never miss an update. Your support means the world to me. See you in the next video. Bye bye.